Hey, what is up, guys? You're watching a Pokemon TCG, and in today's video, guys, I am here on everybody's favorite online option for the Pokemon TCG, Pokemon Live. And in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at a Lost Box deck featuring Flying Pikachu VMAX. Now, this is really cool. I thought this was a awesome concept, especially when you just kind of look at the Pokemon in general. If you guys don't want to sit here and watch me click through and scroll, the list for the deck will be down in the description below. So that way you guys can go check that out and reference it. So what we're going to do is start off by taking a look at Flying Pikachu VMAX. Of course, this card gained popularity when Palkia was on a rise and tearing up the format, with its max balloon attack doing 160 damage. During your opponent's next turn, prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks from basic Pokemon. So right now, that's actually not too bad. It pretty much will shut down Lost Box. It can really hinder Reggie, unless they bring up Regice, and then you kind of just have this standstill thing. But pretty much any basic Pokemon that tries to come up and hit Flying Pikachu after it's done Max Balloon, it's just not going to really have much of a good time. So along with that, we also have some other really cool cards. Of course, Drapion is going to be in here for Mew. We also have the usual Pokemon in these decks, such as Sableye. And then, of course, we have Cramorant along with Comfey. Flower selecting is going to allow you to look at the top two cards of your deck, and then you put one of them in your hand, and the other one goes to the Lost Zone. So really cool there. But we also, in this deck, have Aerodactyl VStar, a card that has gained a lot of popularity just because of the Ancient Star VStar power. We can also attack with it. Lost Dive does 240, and you put the top three cards of your deck into the Lost Zone. This could be really good, obviously, because you can set up Mirage Gate, and you can also set up Sableye doing this. But Ancient Star has the effect of, until this Pokemon leaves play, it gains an ability that has the effect your opponent's Pokemon V in play, except any Aerodactyl V-Star have no abilities. So that means a lot of Pokemon that have really good abilities basically can't do anything. And, well, they can't use their power, and a lot of decks rely on the power, and then if they can't use that power, it just pretty much, can't do anything. So that's cool. So that's why Aerodactyl is going to be in here. The V, I'm going to go ahead and just show you this because I actually was messing around with this deck, and this seriously came up. Rock Crush for 120. You can discard an energy for your opponent's active Pokemon. Keep that attack in mind in case you ever just need to get rid of some energy. But we have some other Pokemon in here like Lumineon. We also have Radiant Greninja. Oranguru is going to be in here as well. I love Oranguru and Lost Box because you can put energy from your hand back into your deck to have targets for Mirage Gate, which is really nice. We also have Raikou in here, which is really good. For 2 energy, it can do a good amount of damage, and you can set it up immediately with Mirage Gate. Of course, it is an electric Pokemon, just like Flying Pikachu, so you can take advantage of being able to just hit, Lugia, Palkia, and anything that might have an electric weakness, or you can just dish out some damage and be able to either finish something off or just soften something up. So really good. As for the trainers, first off, for Stillstone, if you don't need to use Aerodactyl in a matchup, you get the ability that you can just search for a card at any time, which is really nice. We also have Thorton. This can open up a lot of plays. You pretty much just choose a basic Pokemon for your discard pile and switch it with one of your basic Pokemon in play. So let's say like you're facing off against a deck and Raikou is just absolutely beaming your opponent. They knock out Raikou, bring up Comfey, do your thing, and then you can just play Thornton and then switch Comfey with Raikou, or you can switch Cramorant with Raikou. Just any basic Pokemon can become a Raikou, which is really nice. Thornton's a really solid card. Mirage Gate is going to allow you to search your deck for up to 2 basic energy cards of different type and attach them to your Pokemon any way you like. So like I said, obviously you have to have at least 7 or more cards in the Lost Zone, but that's really not that hard with this deck. So you just get some energy acceleration. And one of the best ways to get your cards in the Lost Zone is going to be Colress Experiment. Looking at the top 5 cards of your deck, put 3 of them into your hand, put the others in the Lost Zone. I want to go ahead and talk about 2 things with Battle VIP Pass. On top of it being a really good card to get your board set up on your first turn, it becomes amazing as you see it later in the game when you have to make those difficult decisions when it comes to what to put in the Lost Zone. Battle VIP Pass is just like an immediate, like after turn 1, it's like, oh, I don't need this card anymore, so bye-bye, I can keep some valuable resources, which is really nice. And then, of course, I really don't think I need to go into detail of the wonders that Escape Rope, Scoop Up Net, and Switch do for this deck, allowing you to basically just go crackhead beast mode with Comfey. And then the energy count, we have 3 water, 3 electric, 1 capture, 1 fighting, and then 2 psychic energy. So yeah, this deck is really cool. I really liked it, and I wanted to cover it. Anytime I find these sweet, unique decks or something like that, just look really fun. This deck has a lot going on in it, and that's probably why I love it so much. I decided to just cover it. So yeah, hope you guys do enjoy it. I'm going to go ahead and hop into the gameplay now. I'll see you there, and thank you guys all so much for the amazing support. Alright, so facing off against Lugia. Do open Battle VIP Pass, which is good. Now I think what I might try to go ahead and do is try to get the Aerodactyl VStar out early, and then kind of go from there. So we'll see here. Yeah, got the National Championship game going in the background, TCU and Georgia. And honestly, other than having to listen to Pat McAfee speak, it's been pretty fun. So we're going to go ahead and just escape rope here. And let's go ahead. We will flower selecting. Get the Pikachu. Why not? We'll go with that. And then I will attach a water to Aerodactyl. And then I think that might be where I call it there. I probably could have done some more shenanigans with like Switch and Scoop Up Net and all that, but I think we're just going to kind of hang right here. But yeah, other than listening to Pat McAfee speak, it's been pretty fun. So this deck is pretty interesting. I am still in the process of learning it. Of course, we are facing off against the busted ass Lugia deck. I hate this thing with burning passion. We do see Evo Incense, probably grabbing an Archeops. Normally when Lugia decks face me, they get double Archeops in a discard pile turn 1. That's just how that goes. But I'm trying to learn the Lost Zone deck, or whatever the hell you want to call it. Just trying to get better, because obviously that's a deck that I really struggle with. Just kind of playing against and playing in general, it's never really been my cup of tea. Anyway, sorry about the weird cut. I started talking about the game and there was hollering outside my door. So let's see. I'm going to take the Psychic since I already have a Electric Energy. And then we are going to Colress Experiment here. Let's go ahead and take... Oh gosh. See? Ooh. Go ahead and go into Comfey. Let's go ahead and pick this bad boy up. Promote. And then we will flower selecting here. Man. Take the capture. And then go and play that. Let's go in that again. Flower selecting. Ultra Ball. And now I can kind of get it going. So let's go ahead and we will capture here. Try to just kind of build our board up a smidge. And I think right here what we're going to do is I'm going to get the Oranguru. Well, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get the Oranguru out. And then let's go ahead and we'll pitch. Oh, this is fine. We'll just pitch 2 energy and then just ordinary run them back in. Go ahead and do that. And then we will go ahead with the Aerodactyl VStar. And I think from here, I'm gonna bench that. Let's take a look at our discards. We have 2 energy in there, obviously, and I'm gonna go ahead and just Ancient Star. So now, hopefully, fingers crossed, that'll help me out in this match. So I have 6 in the Lost Zone right now. I didn't Oranguru. Whoops. I was so excited to get my V-Star ability. Yeah, if you hear background noise, it's because the people in the other room are way more excited about this game than I am. I'm just watching some football, man. I like both teams. I do get hit with a Marnie. I'm actually okay with that. Unfortunately, I don't really draw into anything spectacular. If I can like top deck a Colress or top deck something here, I will be able to kind of switch out some cards here. I do have a Drapion in case I need to pitch something. Right now, opponent only has one Archeops in the discard. So it looks like Aerodactyl may potentially be able to survive a hit here. We will just have to see. Ooh, so my opponent is going for the Read the Wind here. So that could potentially buy me a turn. I think we're going to start off with the Primate Wisdom. I don't really need that. We'll put that back. And I do draw Forest Steel Zone, which normally would be good. However, so I'm just going to take this opportunity to retreat of this. And then we are going to Flower Selecting. Obviously taking that, which is beautiful. We'll go ahead, scoop up net, pick up this Comfey. We'll promote the other one. I do apologize, guys, if I am making any misplays at some point. I am still learning the Lost Bots deck. Alright. So we do draw into a Colress Experiment. I will go ahead and take... Let's go ahead with... Actually, let's go with these. Yeah, let's go with these three. And I do need to get some energy into the discard here. So we'll go ahead and we'll switch into Comfey. And let's go ahead and Flower Selecting. Man. And I think... Oof. Go ahead and do that, and then we'll just go ahead and Ordinary Rod. We'll throw in a couple energy. And then I will Escape Rope. Let's hope this Fleet-Footed can be like amazing. I doubt it, but you never know. Okay, that works. Alright. So 2 basic. Do that, and then we'll just go ahead and throw these 2 on there. So we're able to take some energy here. Or yeah, take some energy out of the deck early. And now from here, I'm just gonna go ahead. Lightning Rondo, take a couple prizes. He does have that Lugia back there with the energy, which is fine. I do have Thorton in hand, so I do have a play there I can do next turn. Yeah, what's funny is this deck's centered around Flying Pika, and I'm not even using it yet. Granted, I probably have made 1,000 mistakes since this gameplay started. But yeah, this deck overall is really cool. It just kind of blocks a lot of like really popular attackers, a lot of different decks. The Big Parasols in here kind of block some other stuff too, protecting your Flying Pika. So there's a lot of cool things going on in this deck. I really do like it. I think it is a pretty sweet deck overall. And one that when I saw it, I really wanted to cover it. So now we're just going to kind of see what all my opponent's going to be doing. Really what I like about this deck, I think the most is the decks now are starting to get really creative as far as like adding in Aerodactyl, taking advantage of like the Lost Engine, finding different ways to use Flying Pika. There's all kinds of stuff that I really think is cool about Pokemon right now. You know, it's kind of showing that, hey, Lugia is not the only deck that can really utilize these crazy, like, you know, different strategies and such, which I really like. And I think I might in the future move my webcam over just a smidge, so that way you guys can at least see like the side. Kind of move it in the middle of like the field thing there. I don't know, that looked really bad. But yeah, I mean, you got Raikou, which is a really nice counter attacker for Palkia, Lugia. And then you also have Flying Pikachu that blocks Reggie. It blocks Lost Zone decks in general, which is really cool. And of course, you have Big Parasol in this deck to block this stupid thing. So my opponent has to get rid of this Aerodactyl. That is the big thing. My opponent has to somehow try to get rid of my Aerodactyl. Otherwise, kind of just sets my opponent back a little bit as far as what they can do, which is good. Normally when I face off against these Lugia decks, they just absolutely go off. And we see my opponent actually promotes the Aerodactyl. I feel pretty confident because I do have this Mirage Gate in hand. Just in case, I'm going to go ahead and throw this water energy back into my deck first to guarantee myself at least a couple extra attachments. And check it out, guys. We actually got the Ordinary Rod. I am going to shuffle in some more energy. I want to try to keep my options open. Yes, we are down all of our Ordinary Rods, but we still have all of our energy, which is nice. So I'm just going to take this opportunity to Mirage Gate here, attach to this Aerodactyl, and from there I think that will be pretty good. So I'm just going to go ahead and just attach to these two to the Aerodactyl just to get it out of harm's way. I need to try to hang on to my Aerodactyl as long as I absolutely can. So there we go. And now what I think I'm going to do is just fleet-footed here, get myself some extra cards here. And there is the Big Parasol. I'm going to throw that down onto the Aerodactyl just to be safe. I don't want any crazy shenanigans happening. So I'm hitting for 290. That Evital actually kind of put my opponent in harm's way. So there we go, guys. 290, taking down Lugia V-Star, getting myself an additional 2 prize cards. And from here, I don't really know what my opponent can do. 3 cards in hand, about to be 4. No energy on the field, no Lugias. I'm sitting pretty well right now. I think we should be able to wrap this game up pretty momentarily. And I promise in the future, guys, I will definitely be trying to get my Lost deck playing a little better. I tried when it first came out and I wasn't really feeling it, and then from there I just didn't touch it. So now I'm trying to learn the deck a little more because I feel like that'll also help me playing against it. But my opponent is playing Quick Ball, and really, let's see. I know my boss is gone, I believe. I think my boss is in the Lost Zone here. Yes. Along with my Lumineon. Speaking of Lumineon, that's what my opponent grabs. And I'm going to check and see how many. So I have 2 Mirage Gates. Yes, 2 Mirage Gates, and then I think one more in the, one more in the Lost Zone. So I'm sitting with 1 Mirage Gate left. Bless you. And I have pretty much all of my energy. I was able to shuffle a few of those back in there. I have Raikou just kind of hanging out. So I think right now what I need to try to do is get something going. So I am going to, let's go ahead, Colress Experiment. So I have Temple of Sinnoh as well. That is just even more dumb that I can just throw out on the field to really hinder my opponent. So I am going to now fleet-footed here. We've really got a lot of options in our hand. It's kind of dumb. And then I will conceal cards. Okay. And I think what I'm going to do here, pitch Pikachu, and then I'm also going to pitch this Forest Hill Sound that I don't need. Take Crammy. Take my boy Crammy. And then we'll just kind of hold off on that. I only have 3 cards in my deck. Holy crap. Yeah, man. Let's just go ahead and Lightning Rondo. Actually, we'll play Temple of Sinnoh. We'll do that, and then we'll Lightning Rondo. Why not? There we go. Now that is going to put me down to 1 prize card. I do draw my last Mirage Gate, so I have that if I do need something. I do have Thorton in hand if I need to bust out a Flying Pikachu. My opponent has basically 1 normal colorless energy that does absolutely nothing. I have 1 prize card left, 2 cards in hand. If I lose this, I just suck. Tries to capture, can't capture. I think we got the game here, guys. I think that is all she wrote. So, yeah, hope you guys did enjoy this one. If you did, please make sure to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. My opponent is really just trying to hang on for dear life at this point. We see Drapion coming down. We see Radiant Charizard coming down. My opponent's just playing everything, allowing me to maximize out my damage. And there we go, guys. Going to Lightning Rondo for a grand total of 360 damage. We didn't even use Flying Pikachu in this matchup. Didn't even get a chance to use it. We just kind of used the other stuff. But Flying Pikachu was there in case we needed it. Yeah. Heck yeah, we were able to pull off the victory there. Showing how good Aerodactyl can be if you can get it early. And showing that this deck can even win in the hands of a bad player who has no idea what they're doing.
Don't forget to like, follow, and obey.